When the housekeeper's daughter was suddenly attacked by a deranged man waving a machete on the street, my brother rushed forward without a second thought to save her. I, on the other hand, suggested we hide in a safe place and call 911 immediately. The police arrived in time, but the housekeeper's daughter, Chloe, had her face slashed and ruined, eventually falling into severe depression. Chloe blamed me for her disfigurement and set a fire trying to burn me alive. I discovered it in time and escaped, but Chloe died in the blaze. My parents kicked me out of the house. They looked at me with cold, disgusted eyes. You selfish sociopath. You should have paid for Chloe's life with your own. My brother threw me out onto the street. You already deserved to die for letting Chloe get disfigured, and now you've taken her life. You deserve to rot. The housekeeper then posted a heavily exaggerated version of events online, and I was cyberbullied to death by the entire internet. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day Chloe was attacked. I sneered and nudged my brother beside me. Liam, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and save Chloe. The deranged man swung the massive machete right at my brother. Liam instinctively raised his arms to block it. Then came a blood-curdling scream. I watched helplessly as my brother's hands were hacked at, slash after slash, fingers flying into the air, and I just stood on the sidelines, watching it all coldly. I looked completely unbothered, as if that man wasn't my brother, but someone less than a stranger. No one knew that at this very moment, I truly wished my brother would just be hacked to death by this maniac. It would be a release for me. Unfortunately, his life was cheap, and the Grim Reaper didn't want to take him that early. When the police finally arrived, Liam only had one breath left. His white button-down shirt was dyed completely crimson. There were also several deep machete gashes on his thighs. I threw myself down next to my brother, my voice trembling. Liam, you have to hold on. You can't fall asleep, or what will mom and dad do? No one knew that I was viciously pinching the open wounds on my brother's body. When no one was looking, I even rubbed handfuls of dirt deep into his gashes. He was already so weak he couldn't even tell where the pain was coming from, so naturally, he didn't notice what I was doing. Where's Chloe? Is she okay? Liam's voice was barely a whisper. To still be thinking of the housekeeper's daughter at a time like this, it must be true love. It's a pity he had no idea that the person he protected with his life had long since bolted. She had run all the way home, not caring whether he lived or died. This was the person he had always loved, just like my brother, an ungrateful, selfish backstabber. Don't worry, she's perfectly fine. The housekeeper said she's already safely at home. You don't need to worry about her. The moment I finished speaking, my brother let out a sigh of relief and then passed out cold. When mom and dad rushed to the hospital, they only saw me sitting outside the operating room. What exactly happened? How could something like this happen? My parents were panting heavily, their eyes red with tears. I told them the story, adding plenty of fuel to the fire, and heavily exaggerated my own actions. I told them how I tried so hard to hold him back, but just couldn't stop him. I thought Chloe would at least yell for help, or at the very least call 911. I never imagined she'd just abandon my brother and run away. The sound of my sobbing filled the hallway, but it was just sound. There were no tears. Hearing me say this, my parents' impression of Chloe instantly plummeted. Where is Chloe now? When my mom heard that my brother had thrown himself into danger entirely for Chloe, her tone turned venomous. You have to understand, she usually treated Chloe better than she treated me, her own biological daughter. Now, hearing that Chloe had indirectly caused her son severe injuries, where was all that previous affection? I, of course, told the absolute truth. When my mom learned that Chloe had actually just gone home, she was furious beyond words. What a lack of upbringing, truly fitting for a housekeeper's daughter. My Liam, if it weren't for her, wouldn't be in emergency surgery right now. If anything happens to my son, I will never let her off the hook. I lowered my eyes and said softly, Liam is blessed. He will definitely